Good morning, YouTube. I'm going to go over some new techniques on how to wash your car. This morning I'll be washing my big ass Ford F-250 Super Duty. This is a huge truck. Washing smaller cars is a lot faster and easier. This is a big one. First thing you want to do is get your stuff ready. This truck has been washed and waxed before. It is pretty dirty now from a 1,000-mile round trip to Havasu and back, living in Tucson currently. One thing you want to do is get your truck in the shade. You don't want to wash it in the sun unless you absolutely have to, and then you're going to have water spots and problems, especially here in Arizona where we've got hard water. Get it in the shade, do it in the morning when it's cool. Makes it a whole lot easier. The next thing you want to do is get yourself a good car wash soap. I like this Mother's soap. There's a whole bunch of other ones. You don't want to use dish soap unless you absolutely have to, or you're trying to strip the wax off your vehicle. This stuff it's a lot more gentle. It will eventually strip the wax off your vehicle, but it'll stay on a lot longer using this nice mild soap. Next thing you want to do is get yourself a nice clean bucket. Get yourself some of these microfiber towels, put your soap on it in the bucket, fill your bucket up, get it nice and sudsy. So you can start throwing it on the car. If you're going to wash your tires and rims, you're going to need a second one of these or something else to wash them with. You want to use one of these on the paint and the glass and keep it nice and clean. If you drop it on the ground and get another one, wash it in the wash machine. You want to make sure you don't have small scratching media into this thing that's going to tear up your paint. You don't want to install scratches while you're doing this. So keep it clean. Those are great for washing. They hold a lot of soap. They're a microfiber. They last a long time. These things are pretty darn nice. I always keep two in case I drop one. Next thing you're going to need is a couple towels. I use a not so great towel to knock all the water off. Then I use a better towel that's more absorbent to do my first real drying. Once I've got it dried, the next thing I do is I use a quick detailer. This is a ceramic quick detailer. It's super nice from Chemical Guys, and some microfiber towels, and go around the truck and get all the water spots off. Finally, I use a quick detailer on my interior, which is pretty nice, and a little bit of new car scent, leather scent here. And my favorite glass cleaner is this Rain-X glass cleaner. Pretty inexpensive, lasts a long time, gets the windows real clean, keeps them from fogging up, and it helps them shed water real nice. So I'm going to get started on this thing. One of the first things you want to do, walk around your car, get it good and wet, let it sit, let it soak for a minute or two. This will make it a lot easier to get those bugs that are smashed and dried. Save you a lot of elbow grease, and since this is a big truck, there's going to take some elbow grease to get it done. But a couple minutes of soak time, everything comes off a whole lot nicer and easier, so I recommend that. I got my bucket all nice and full. I typically start where it's dirtiest and the bugs are. That way I've got this stuff cleaned off before I start cleaning the rest of the car, and that helps me clean the rest real quick and minimize my dry time and water spot time. So I'm going to work on the front of this car and windshield, top of the hood there, the mirrors, get all these bugs off. Then I'll strategically hit this hood. Got to jump up on the tires to reach over the hood because this is so high. Get the hood done, get all that stuff rinsed off. A real key thing is rinse, rinse, rinse. Every time you get a couple panels done, rinse again, rinse the whole car every time, so this doesn't turn into a water spot mess. Okay, I have scrubbed the bugs off the front and the mirrors, hit my hood, hit my front doghouse quarter panels here, got my windshield. So you use I like using a nozzle. You can turn your water on and off so it's not flooding all the time. Get yourself a nice new nozzle. Makes your car washing a whole lot more enjoyable. I'd say you should probably get yourself a radio out here too. I've got a audio book I'm listening to. I enjoy washing my cars, so that's probably something you should think about, is making it enjoyable, making it a fun experience. Have a little extra entertainment. This truck's been waxed a couple times, ceramic coated, so I'm benefiting from the maintenance that I've done on this thing. You can see the water just beading off of this, and the bugs have come off pretty easy. There was not much for them to stick to, but if you keep your car waxed, you do ceramic coating or something like that, it pays big dividends when you're washing later. Here I am rinsing in between bouts of scrubbing. Make sure I keep this whole car nice and wet. If you get a dry spot, you're gonna get soap film buildup. It's gonna be tougher to dry and get that off, or you're gonna have to go back and wash it again. Make sure you get places like the roof of your car. You want it nice and clean. Want to make sure you wax that too. You'll see a lot of cars with the roofs all oxidized and the paint coming off. This is because people wax the sides of their car and they don't wax the top. They end up with damaged paint and a crappy top of their vehicle. The top is one of the hottest places on your vehicle, so you definitely want to make sure you're getting some wax up there. Rinse, rinse, rinse. I switch my settings around on my nozzle. Sometimes I put it on the floody shower setting, which is real nice for getting volume of water. Sometimes I switch it over to this nozzle setting, which is real nice for getting in cracks where you might have a little bit of bug residue still. Something you might want to do is once you've had water on it for a little while, hit your radiator a little bit. Cleans out any bug material that might be on that. Definitely helps clean it out. Little mechanical thumbs up there. Doesn't do a whole lot, but every little bit helps in the desert here where it's 115 degrees.